Alright, welcome to Dusty Shop, where bad decisions are rapid, skill and planning are lacking, and we ain't got a clue, so try if you like. And thanks for watching. You know, the usual YouTube stuff. Alright, here's me and George. We're discussing, pondering the meaning of life, cooking recipes, the latest and greatest, and whatever's going on in the world. Probably absolutely nothing, because we don't write anything down. There's no blueprint, so we're just getting after it, trying to figure out what to do with what. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab an engine stand that I had laying around. Oh no, not I'm getting some wrenches. There it is. There's the engine stand coming in there. Kind of gonna mount it on there somehow, so that way you can rotate the engine, play with it a little bit, because we're gonna screw shit up and we're gonna have to roll the motor over, and probably put bearings, oil pumps, stuff like that while I'm tearing shit up. It happens. Yeah, we haven't figured out quite yet what the camera is, so we keep putting our backs to it. So you're looking at the back of our heads and no clue what we're doing, because like I said, we don't know what we're doing yet. It's all fun, nothing more. So we're going through here right now, looking over what to do with it. So we got a plan. So we think I'm gonna put that piece of pipe down right there. Actually, it's square tubing, heavy wall, a couple slider clamps, so that way that thing can slide around. Oh, here we go. Here's George. He has done cut up that old engine stand, and now we're cleaning up some really bad welds from who knows when and where and how. So that's what he's doing right now. He's gonna clean all that up, because they're so bad that they're scary, really scary, Brad. So here's a little tidbit of George. I said this is all excitement here. Cleaning up the mess. It's terrible, and I don't even remember who welded that. I probably did. So probably in a drunken stupor, couldn't remember what I was doing. But it was pretty bad, pretty ugly. All right. So that's kind of what we got left of it. Decided to go with things a little tall, but the beginning of a mess. And here we go. Yep, here we go. Still cleaning it up, trying to get everything somewhat right. So hold it. And this is us discussing, the weather, what to do with Grandpa Stroker. Oh yeah, we're discussing gussetating it, so don't bend. Later on in the video, you'll see how that's kind of comes around. Take some measurements, digging out the old plasma cutter. Take some sheets out from me below the weld table there. Keep all the junk iron and goodies. Yeah, here's me trying to figure out what to do with it. Luckily, like I said, we still ain't figured out to keep our back away from the camera. Get better with this. We might get better at this. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. We kind of get in here, get to screwing around, and forget that the camera's even running. That's amazing. Some people are camera shy. We ain't. We don't even care. Well, that's some gussets. Will it help? I don't know. Makes us feel better. Said George's gonna go over there and clean it up. Here's me breaking out the old plasma cutter. You get to see the old fat boy getting after it there. Yep. Here we go, cutting it out. And George is grinding on it some more. Lots of grinding. Fabricating is 95% grinding. When you're bad at it, like we are. So here we go, cutting out a gusset. Yay, excitement. We do that so we can start when we start the engines up. We don't get a lot of flex in the old run stand, because you see later on in the video, I get a little happy with the throttle. So, you know, what can I say? I'd rather find something broke now than later, like when it's sitting in a truck. So again, you're looking at the back of our heads. We'll figure this out maybe. Hopefully we'll get better. George getting all cleaned up. He's going to set that thing down on there, and boom, there it is. One gusset. Boom, I'm cutting out a second gusset for the little lower, little spot below it. I don't know why we left it like that. I think we should keep it the strength in it. Do we need to? Probably not, but like I said, we ain't got no plans or no blueprint. It's kind of on the fly. See what happens. Will it work? Will it not work? Hard to say. Mac that thing like it owes you money. Alright, so here I am, because I don't know how to use audio yet on this thing. So I'm discussing some stuff about what we're doing, how we're doing it with the gussets and all that, because yeah, I ain't figured out how to do audio. I'm getting a pop out of it. I'm gonna turn both at the front, stabilize it. Got to make some adjustments to this part, and yeah, so we've got there and there we go, coming right along, looking good. So let me get back to grinding and cutting, and that's kind of boring. Nobody wants to watch it. All right, there it is. A couple different designs we tried, and yeah, this bad boy is rock solid, just like it is. Does not move. Ready to be run hard and fast on. So yeah, basically that's all it is. Piece of angle iron, old Chevy motor mounts, because it's a Chevy engine. Hold it back here, turnbuckle holding it there. She ain't going nowhere. All right, so here we go. We have got the dash together, toggle switches, throttle. George is getting the fuel pump set up. There's the electric fan we're probably going to use. And then, see, we can put some stoppers. Something to kind of lock it in place right here.
I'll lift this off before you start wiring. I'm going to cut the stop it before you cut them off the edges.
Okay. So, there we go on that. Now George is mounting the bolts, and we're going to put an electric fuel pump right there on the side of the frame. So when we're not using this thing will, the big old frame will sit outside, because it's just big, giant, taking up space in the shop when we're not using it. And we named the S10 yet?
No.
We put a name to the S10 yet?
Grandpa Stroker.
Grandpa Stroker. All right.
Baby.
There we go. There is the engine for the Grandpa Stroker. I thought that's what we were going to use, but just making sure. You know, as you can see in the background of these videos, there is a shop truck back there. Should be our no prep truck. Be videos on that one when we're working on that. So there we go. Grandpa Stroker. There's the engine for it. So, all right. So there we go. We've got the coolant fans mounted on here, and like I said, all we did was George welded this piece of angle iron, mounted old junkyard fans up here on the run stand. So I'm gonna wire them up so that they push instead of pull, and then yeah, next thing is going to be doing some wiring. And then there's our little rod here for keeping all the wiring and everything and stuff kind of away from headers, and we've got better control of where they are. So, alright, here we go. Looking at the back of the dash. So I've got it wired. So we got this is the relay that goes down to the fans, and you get your power wire which comes across. You've got oil, vacuum, water, and then of course there's a tack down here. This is your main power switch coming in. This is the power to go to the switch to go to the fan, which just jumps off here. Everything runs off this one, and then this for a fuse. This runs down to the start button right here. So the yellow wire is the start wire, which runs to a big harness. It's all loomed up right here. Goes down to the starter off the stand. This stuff is all going to run to this, which is going to run to the top of the engine. And of course, we got our old lawnmower throttle here. Run the throttle, so we can hold it in places. It's going to ground. Everything's going to ground to the frames. So, and that's absolutely nothing. Alright, so here we are looking at the old run stand with a Grandpa Stroker motor on it. We are... What are we doing? What are we doing? We are messing with... Oh, we're wiring up the starter, getting all the cables run. Make sure everything's gonna, fit where it's supposed to, be out of the way of, pulleys, fans, stuff to chop up wires. That's always, uncool to have the old 12 volt getting all chewed up by stupidity, which will probably happen. You watch enough of the videos, we'll definitely screw some of that up. No problem there. Checking the oil plug on the engine. Just going through a few things before we start to, fire this bad boy up and see what it's going to do, because we've never heard this engine run. Don't know what it's going to do. I don't know if it's going to bang, clang, blow up, not start. Don't know nothing about the carburetor. Never heard it run. Nothing. So, yeah, no oil. It's kind of important when you're trying to run an engine up, have a little bit of oil in it. George is over there messing with some of the accessories on the Grandpa Stroker, because that's part of having the run stand, is to make sure everything fits and works, so that way when you put it in the truck, you ain't got to worry about that part, because everything else is going to be screwed up when we're doing that. So might as well make sure it all fits and works while we're out here. So we're just discussing all that good happy stuff, trying to figure it out. I'm looking at it, trying to decide with my crooked eye if that's actually straight, or is it wobbly, or is it off to the left. And we had all kinds of issues with pulleys on this thing, because instead of buying a high dollar pulley kit, we put one together. Yeah, so here we are again. We're pre-lubing the engine, which is, if an engine's sitting up for a while, that's kind of important to do. Or you can just say, don't worry about it, just start it up, and hopefully the bearings will hang in there long enough so that you get some oil on them. But being that this is got fresh bearings and all that in there, and the engine looks really good and really clean, we decided to go ahead and pre-lube it, which you probably won't see us do that a whole lot. Once in a while. But this little 383, we decided to go ahead and pump up the lifters and get everything, make sure everything works. That's part of the reason I'm having to run stand in the first place too, because we did have a few little issues with it while we were doing this. We found out a couple of lifters weren't pumping up right away, so it took a little bit of finesse and intimidation to get her to come up with oil pressure, which it finally did. I'm glad, because I really didn't want to take that bike apart, so I had to go put new lifters in it. And we're also just checking stuff out, seeing what it's doing. We're looking at rockers or something. Maybe rockers. I don't remember. Yeah. I'm adjusting them. Believe it or not. George is just looking at me, hoping to God I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna jack up this engine. Boy, we get a chance to put it in the truck and jack it up, which we probably will. Hopefully not. But we ain't gonna be scared to put a foot off in it. We have to put another one. Put another one together. I'm gonna hurt that bottom end. So, here we go. We're still messing with it. It took us a little while to get the old engine, like I said, to get lifted up, get pumping, working, and all that good business. Because, you know, we probably.
Alright.
This might be the carburetor.
Yeah.
Power on.
Power on, give it fire.
Go.
We are closer than ever.
Man, something right from the start ain't smoking no more.
Yeah, that time we way off. Alright. Let's bump around, see where the timeline says we're bump it around. Bump it. Bump it. Bump it. Ready? Alright, trap fire. Road.
Yes, it went through a 60 anyway.
Yeah.
Go.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hit the starter brake for a
Yeah,
second.
give me one. It went through one sequence though.
It did, yeah. Good. Go ahead. Yep, give her a minute.
Flames in the camera, though.
That's set at 0. Yeah, we'll get that started in a few minutes. Cool off.
So close.
The magic's fixing to happen. Or not. Yeah. Look at these seas a little bit over here by the
Fire breathing
dragon.
Spitting fire. No fuel getting out.
We know we getting fuel. We know we getting spark.
He's spitting fire. But considering that you didn't build it, I never heard it run.
I've never, yeah, this is the first time I've
think
ever
we're
heard
good.
it make any noise.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Other than I took it apart, put new bearings in it.
No, but you didn't build it.
I didn't build it. No, I did not build it. I checked the ring. I just checked stuff. Screwed a set of bearings in it. Checked the ring gap.
Yeah.
And a little timing chain setup in it. So it's like a racing one. So we can actually set this thing to 43 degrees advance or whatever we want. It's just.
You know
I
you're
said-
talking,
I put
talking
it-
over my head, right?
Right. Okay.
You know what you're saying, but I don't.
So.
Speaking Chinese, dude.
So you can set this. This timing chain. You can set it so you can advance it way wherever you want. I I set it back to wherever they had it. So
We don't even know if they had it right.
I don't even know if they had it right. I just put it back where they had everything.
Apparently it fired up at one point in time.
It did because the bearings were showing like the bearings were a little rough.
Did it look like it ran for some time?
Yeah, it looks like it's been started once. Probably not run through. I don't know if it's even run through a heat cycle yet.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
It might be messing with brands.
Yeah, and brands making new motors.
And they'll just did what it did to us. Boost stuff on top of the piston.
Yeah. So
We don't know if they actually got it wrong.
I don't know. I have no idea. Worst case scenario, being on the run stand, why we're doing it this way is if the timing chain set needs to be reset, it's easy. You just pull everything off real quick, reset the timing chain, put the cover back on it, and boom, we're done. No big deal.
I mean, we don't even have to put another on there anyway.
Yeah.
Pull all that all that stuff off.
Water pump, dry run it. Yeah. We'll pull the water pump off. We have nothing in it right now. So, yeah.
It's close though.
Today was good today. We're going to start the engine, make it run.
We're doing pretty good. I think it's on 12 o'clock. Oh, hell, it ain't 11:30. It's 11:20.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's got plenty of time. This is one of the bus stop one time. Bus stop one time, I'm probably good.
Yeah, we don't have any engine breathing and anything else. Running for a couple seconds, just kind of rack it off maybe once.
Yeah.
You know, just wow. It might run like crap and sound like ass, but if it does all that, then
Boy, just fire up and go.
Yeah, just-
That's it. We can get to do that. I'm happy.
we can make it fire up and make some kind of weird noises and stuff and kind of run on a little bit on its own, just to make sure that the cam's not wild. And like I
Who
said,
knows? This might be too much just for the street.
Think so? You're gonna have a spicy drink. And there we go, folks. We are started and running. We got a water pump, so I can't run it very long. So we are good.
I can't believe out of all of that.
Let's see.
It's crazy. It was scrap in and goes.
Yep, start. This is a score. This. Or. Scrap. I do not want this thing in my shop with my color in parts. Alright, here's the old engine stand. It is done. Tested. Crude, but works great. So, there we go. Thanks a lot for watching. You know, the usual YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, man. Appreciate you. Later.